The Volkswagen Golf GTI is 50 years old this year, and instead of reinventing the formula, Volkswagen has spent this update quietly protecting it. That matters more than it sounds. The GTI is one of the few cars left in America that started a whole category and is still here doing the same job, only sharper. This is the refreshed version, the one that arrives as the GTI takes its place as a recent Car of the Year winner, and the changes are small on paper but meaningful in person. Standing in front of it, the GTI does not shout. The honeycomb lower grille and the slim matrix headlights give the front a wider, lower look, and the red GTI badge sits where it always has, just behind the Volkswagen roundel. This car wears pure white, which lets the gloss black roof and the dark 18-inch wheels do the talking. There is a subtle red line running across the closed-off upper grille, a detail that has signaled GTI since the very first one in 1976. It is restrained, and that restraint is the point. Around the back, the full-width light bar connects the two tail lamps, and the GTI lettering sits center, under the badge. The twin chrome exhaust tips are real, one on each side, and the rear diffuser ties the bumper together without looking like an afterthought. From this angle, the car looks planted and clean. It is not trying to look like a race car. It looks like a fast Golf, which is exactly what it is, and that honesty is a big part of its appeal. Inside is where this update earns its keep. Volkswagen listened. The steering wheel now uses real physical buttons again, not the touch-sensitive pads that frustrated owners for years. You feel the difference in the first 30 seconds. The flat-bottom wheel carries the GTI badge at the base, with red stitching running around the rim. Ahead of it sits the digital cluster, and to the right, the freestanding 12.9-inch touchscreen now leans slightly toward the driver, with a strip of climate shortcuts living permanently along the bottom edge. The seats are the heart of it. This car keeps the tartan plaid cloth, the checkered pattern that has defined GTI interiors for decades, now with red accents and a microfleece bolster that holds you in place. Many buyers will tell you a GTI without the plaid is not really a GTI, and Volkswagen clearly knows that. If details like these are why you watch these reviews, subscribe so the next one finds you. The build quality is mostly excellent, with soft materials where your hands fall, though the piano black trim around the center console picks up fingerprints and finds scratches quickly, which feels out of place at this price. The saving grace is that everything you touch most often, the wheel, the shifter, the armrest, feels genuinely good in a way that cheaper rivals still cannot match. In the back, space is honest for the class. Two adults sit comfortably, with enough knee room behind a 6-foot driver and a flat enough floor to make the middle seat usable for short trips. The plaid carries through to the rear bench, and there are air vents and a pair of USB-C ports for passengers. Headroom is good even with the panoramic roof fitted, which is not always a given in a car this size. The boot is one of the GTI's quiet strengths. There is 19.9 cubic feet behind the rear seats, and folding them down opens that up to 34.5 cubic feet. The load floor sits low and flat, and under it Volkswagen still includes a space-saver spare wheel, which is increasingly rare. There is even a small fire extinguisher tucked into the wheel, a reminder that this particular car came from a European show floor. For a hot hatch, this is genuinely usable family space, and it is a big part of why people keep coming back to this car instead of a coupe. Under the hood is the familiar 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder. In US form, it makes 241 horsepower and 273 pound-feet of torque, sent to the front wheels through a 7-speed dual-clutch automatic. There is no manual gearbox anymore, and for some buyers that is the hardest part to accept. But the trade-off is real performance. 0 to 60 arrives in around 5.5 seconds, and a limited slip differential, smart hardware that sends power to the wheel with the most grip, keeps the front end from scrambling out of corners. It is quick, it is composed, and the engine pulls cleanly from low revs. Pricing is where the conversation gets serious. The GTI now starts at $34,590, climbs to $39,000 for the mid-SE, and reaches $42,480 for the loaded Autobahn. That is real money, and it is not far off what a Golf R cost only a few years ago. A Honda Civic Si undercuts it, and a Subaru WRX gives you all-wheel drive for similar cash. What the GTI offers in return is a sharper, more refined package and an interior that still feels special. Whether that is worth the premium depends on how much the badge and the way it drives mean to you. 50 years in, the Golf GTI is not chasing trends. It is doing the one thing it has always done, just with better seats, real buttons, and a chassis that keeps getting sharper. The price has climbed, the manual's gone, and yet the core of what made this car matter is still here. For a lot of people, that will be more than enough. For watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button and subscribe for more content just like this. Leave a comment below with your thoughts or questions. I read every single one, and don't forget to click the bell icon to get notified about my next upload. See you in the next video.